Hello everyone, this is Fantasy-esque and welcome back to the Vampire Amazon Challenge in The Sims 4. We are following the reign of Queen Darling Cloudy Snarl, who has recently seen the demise of her first court member, Lady Anaya Neostar. While tragic, the death has been a harrowing reminder that there is more than judgment that can cost a vampire their life. In the wake of her death, there have been some changes in the court. Lady Lily has been promoted to the main court, and a new vampire has been brought to the female faculty to take care of the crown princess. Let's take a look at her in Cass. Lady Shannon Brightpaw is our sixth noble lady. She wants to grow unique plants in the royal garden and has a protective personality. Her traits are self-assured, hot-headed, and good. Lady Shannon was originally from a family of livestock farmers, using their animals to create plasma packs for the vampires. But she didn't want to take over the family business, instead dreaming of pursuing something more botanical. Guided by her bloodline deity Brightpaw, she presented the queen with a white llama from her family farm, and was recruited into the vampire inner court. In terms of genetics, she has brown hair and dark brown eyes. The vampires in general have bluish toned eyes, but for colors like dark brown and red, you'll see it around the outer ring. So a lot has happened, and perhaps we need to talk about some of it. I totally was not expecting Anaya Neostar to just die in the sunlight like that. Oh, it made me really sad. And I know it made a bunch of you guys sad as well, especially because Anaya was my, at least, favorite, and I'm very, very sad to see her bloodline go like that. I would have appreciated if she had stuck around, especially since we already have certain vampires like Lady Lily who are not interested in continuing her bloodline at all. But with her death, Lily has kind of used that as an opportunity to kind of slip into court. She's gotten herself a promotion into the main court. So she's going to be staying with the queen and everyone else. She is away from the children, even if said children is currently just the crown princess and a very important figure for literally the entirety of the queendom. No, Lily is happy that she doesn't have to fuss around a little baby and worry about any of that anymore. So there is that, and we also, as you have seen, have welcomed in a brand new bloodline with Lady Shannon Brightpaw. So in regards to the castle being funded, so what's ended up happening is that Queenie, we need to be here with the Queenie, but Lady Anaya's family of, minors have reached out to the queen and said that in memory of Anaya, they are going to continue funding the castle until the queen finds some other way to procure funds or someone else that is going to be willing to sponsor the royal family. For now, though, they feel as though they are doing a duty to their daughter and her memory and everything she wanted to accomplish while she was here by making sure that her dream, in essence, can carry on. So that's what's happening. The queen has not accepted any other member of Anaya's family into court, and actually within the story, Anaya was an only child in her family. She was the only daughter, and that's kind of why it was a big deal and a sense of pride for her as well to be taken into the court. So she doesn't exactly have any siblings that can come in either, and so her parents, they've just decided that the way they're going to show their support for her is by continuing to fund the queen and the court that she was once part of, even if it was for a very brief period of time. So that's the situation on that front. We have, what is this? Lady Lily, like Spirited Sims, that's fine. Lady Lily, yes, has moved in. So has Shannon. Shannon is now in the female faculty looking after the crown princess, and she seems to have a much better personality for that sort of business. Now, the other thing, for those of you who are kind of sad that, Neostar's bloodline has ended, this new bloodline does have, within their religious myths, some interesting connections. So this new bloodline has an interesting connection with Lady Lily's bloodline. So within the religious myths of these vampires for the she-cats that they worship, Poppy Heart, which is Lily's bloodline deity, Poppy Heart and Bright Paw, so the new lady's she-cat, they are actually sisters. So Bright Paw is, within the myths, the younger sister of Poppy Heart, and she actually died very young in life before she could ever reach adulthood because of kitten cough. So it's kind of interesting if, even though within our court they are different bloodlines, in the myths their deities are connected. And so it would be interesting, I think, if Lady Shannon continued her bloodline and had children, because Lady Lily has absolutely no interest to. Now that she's in court, she may stand a better chance of maybe changing the hates children trait and swapping it out for something a bit more friendly, but I don't know. I don't have much faith in that, so I am kind of just riding on Lady Shannon, who's come in and hopefully is going to be able to, change things around, maybe able to make a mark in the court over time. The other thing with Lady Lily is, as soon as she came in, she was actually playing chess, I think, for a little bit near the pool, and she met Victor, and she had an attractiveness alert with Victor. So she thinks that he is dazzling. Does she know him? She doesn't even know him yet, so she has not attempted to converse with him. But yeah, she was just staring at Victor Sunnymeadow, the vampire who is fathering Akira's first child. But she's gonna have to basically keep her hands to herself, because if her feelings took over and she ended up doing something serious with him, like getting married to him, then she would face judgment and be in a very precarious situation. I don't even think it bothers her that Victor has bred. It probably is even a better situation for her because she's not interested in children, and she feels like she's not stepping on anyone's toes because he's already fathered one with Akira. So yeah, I don't know what's going on Lily's head, but I hope she is able to sustain some sort of life and enjoy herself in the court and not get in trouble as soon as she's come in. Now, that aside, I did want to show you guys some of the changes that have been made to the castle. So the first one, with the arrival of Lady Shannon, she has brought with her a white llama. So now we have this portion, hold on a second, we have this portion of the castle, which actually is where we have now the white llama that Shannon brought, and we've just opened up a wall behind the archery so we can go through here, and there is a white llama living inside this shed, which I have called or named Bloodshed. Yes, very creative. So this is Bloodshed, or the Bloodshed, and I'm thinking that, for now, maybe the lower members of court are going to tend to this. That might be how I work things out, and right now the lower members are like Lily and Akira. But essentially, I'm thinking that however much wool they manage to get from the llama is how many plasma packs we'll be able to convert them into. So the arrival of Lady Shannon has enabled the court to have access to plasma packs, because that's kind of what her family does, and that's the knowledge she's brought in. But she is more interested in experimenting with something she never got to as a child, which is strange botanicals. Now, that means she might be a bit of a, rival for Akira, some contest, because Akira already has taken command of the Royal Gardens. She's made it clear that there's no space for Shannon's experiments within her own domain. So Shannon has been given some pot plants, or plant pots. Plant pots? Yes, not pot plants, the other way around. Some planters. She's been given them over here in the veranda. And for now, obviously, she's not going to be able to do much with that because her focus is going to be on looking after the crown princess. But if she ever makes it to the main court, then she will have this small area to experiment with whatever unique plants that she wants to grow. Okay, so that was that. And then we have the crypt, the noble crypt. So the noble crypt is actually in this corner, on the right hand corner, all the way back here. There is a path that leads to it. As you can see, it is a very tight fit, but yes. So in here, Come on, take me down. There we go. So not much happening. It's quite bare because this is like a transitory space. They're going somewhere. You go down, and this is actually where we have the noble crypt. When we have our first royal death, I am going to expand it into, like, have another section that's going to be the royal crypt. It might be kind of a copy and paste of this. I'm not entirely sure. We'll see how I feel. But this is where all of the noble members of court are going to be laid to rest. So we have Lady Anaya Neostar's portraits along with her urn over here. And I thought we would have some sitting spots for the ladies mourning, maybe for some of them who want to come visit from time to time. But also we have these statues of cats that are kind of watching over the deceased, the remains, the ashes of the deceased vampires, because we know that they worship their bloodline deities who are she-cats. So that's kind of the symbolism we have behind the cat sitting over there. They're going to be looking after the remains of their vampires that worshipped them when they were alive. Okay, so those are the changes that we have. And the last thing I wanted to mention was actually with Lady Akira. I don't think I went over her due date in the last episode. I want to do that. She's currently in her second trimester. Okay, look at that. She's in her second trimester. But she is actually due on the day we have our vampiric tournament. Thankfully, though, she's due at like 11 p.m. So we do have the whole day to host the vampiric tournament, and then we'll, I suppose, end with a bang because she's gonna have her baby, which is gonna be quite exciting. And I don't actually know if pregnant vampires can have like a vampiric fight. I don't know if they can, because I don't think I've ever had to try that. She cannot challenge with a sword. Can she not? Is it under actions? No. I can't remember where the heck we had... Honestly, seriously guys, like I cannot remember where we had the sparring. Is it on the vampire? There's no training, no nothing happening over here. I don't remember. I don't think she can actually spar with someone else. But look, she's gonna go clean the shed. That's perfect because she counts as one of the lower members of court, so this kind of would be her job. Look at that, good on you. But yeah, I was trying to figure out if she can actually spar. I don't see anything. Where is it? I can't remember where it is. But if she could spar, that would have been great. But I don't think she can participate at this rate in the actual... It might have come up over here if it was an option. But I don't think she can spar while pregnant, do the vampiric spar. And if that is the case, then she will be relying on this baby to gain influence, because she kind of misses out on the first big tournament of Queen Darling's reign, which would have been an excellent chance for her to get more influence, but she lucked out in some ways with the breeding and she missed out in other ways with the tournament. So she's gonna have to just pray and hope to her bloodline deity that she has a girl and is able to get that influence, because if she has a boy, then oh, that would be so unfortunate for someone else to get an influence point for winning the tournament and for her to have an influence loss from that miserable birth. Okay guys, we are picking up at 3 a.m. on Sunday. I'm a little bit stressed right now because it is the day of the vampiric tournament. And I had a timeline in my head for this initially. I thought we had like pretty much a whole day to get through some whims for the ladies, and then I could wrap up the episode feeling really good about myself, and we would dedicate the next episode to the vampiric tournament and the baby being born. Instead, what ended up happening is I gave Miko free reign to get her fun up autonomously. And she just wouldn't. She decided to be miserable, and every time it would get close to green, she would do something to like take all that fun out of her life. So we have been trapped in this cycle essentially for the past day, however, much time we initially had. And I just had to call it a day. I had to say, I'm sorry, Miko, we need to get a move on because it's the day of the vampiric tournament. Like, when am I gonna get everything done? So we're diving back in, guys. our timeline for the Vampyre tournament might be a little bit iffy. The notice might come up, we might have to ignore it as we try and get through these whims as speedily as possible. But I do want to do the whims this episode, and then I want to dedicate next episode to the Vampyre tournament and Akira's baby being born. So, let's see what we can get done, shall we? Okay, so Lady Billy wants to practice speaking in the mirror. Now, she has been very socially inclined ever since she and Miko became rivals. I wonder if Lady Lily coming into the main court has maybe made Billy a little bit wary, and now she wants to go back to practicing her speech skills to make sure that she can communicate well. I think that might be it. So we're going to bring her down here so she can practice her speech in front of that particular mirror. And how's Akira doing? She's in her third trimester. Akira, I was gonna say Akira, let's look at you, but Akira has decided to be right up Billy. Look at her, she's in her third trimester. Oh my goodness, Akira. Don't worry, you're gonna have that baby pretty soon. I wonder if she's nervous about the fact, like Akira, one, that she cannot participate in the tournament, two, that her influence is there might be a huge shift for her depending on how this birth goes. She is the lowest member of the court at this point. She doesn't have any influence. She's got 0 influence plus 1 bonus influence for being a court, like a noble lady. And if she has a boy, then she's gonna have like -1 base influence, which is gonna cancel out the bonus she gets, and she's gonna be like at 0, a total of 0. Which is not good. And oh no, the White Llama is not happy. The White Llama is not happy. Okay, Akira, why don't you? Akira is one of the lower members of court. I was gonna say because I was gonna send Miko, but like she's not having too much fun. So Akira, I'm so sorry, but can you come clean the shed and maybe give some attention to the White Llama? Let's go do that. Okay, Billy, she's been practicing. I feel like this should count. So I'm gonna leave that be. Leave her over here. Let's jump over to Lady Miko. She wants to hug someone. Miko has been spending a lot of time coming down here as well, like mourning Anaya, which is kind of interesting and surprising considering the fact that over the past few episodes we have kind of noticed that Anaya started developing an interest in Akira that might have been slightly more than friendship, and every single time, I noticed this at least twice, but every single time Anaya and Akira would be alone together, Miko would kind of try and come in between and make it a 3-person thing. She didn't really like Akira being alone with Anaya, but I suppose she herself must have struck up, I don't know if she had a friendship with Anaya. She did not have a friendship with Anaya, but maybe just the fact that Anaya was a court member, maybe she's feeling a little bit guilty for the fact that, she was feeling so defensive, so protective over Akira when Anaya didn't have too long to live. I don't know, but the whole thing has gotten her feeling very down, and now she wants a hug. So let's see who she has the closest relationship with. Let's see, she has a 14 with Lady Lily. She has a 61 with Akira, a 46 with the Queen, and a 34 with Billy. So she's going to go to Akira, who is currently very busy right now, and she's going to try and get herself... Oh my goodness, where's this? Would that be under affection maybe? Yeah, she's going to try and get a hug out of Akira. Hold on, Akira, can you, maybe... I'm so sorry, but just hold on a second, because Miko needs to get a hug from you. She's feeling very down. She's feeling very down, Akira. Okay, some of you lovelies have also been shipping not only Miko and Akira, but Billy and Darling, which is an interesting couple. Akira said no! And now Miko is embarrassed, but I'm gonna consider this done because she tried to hug Akira. Akira did not want to have it, but she tried to hug Akira. Actually, I mean, I was gonna say, I considered that done, but should I have maybe gone to someone else, since it didn't work out with Akira. But I feel like that should count because she tried to hug Akira and it just did not work out. Oh, I wonder if Akira is just feeling sensitive because of, the third trimester, the baby and all of that. So she's not in the best of moods, unfortunately. So yikes, now Miko is feeling... She's feeling awkward. I'm so sorry, Miko. She's feeling embarrassed. That's not too good. Also, I'm kind of curious, with the new ladies that have come in, does Billy have anything like any special sort of relationship with them? A lot of these ladies have not met the new, whatchamacallit, they have not met Lady Shannon, but it seems as though she has good compatibility with Lily as well. Oh wait, hold on a second. Guys, Billy has managed to befriend everyone but Miko. And we were telling her a couple episodes back that she should be careful not to kind of be tunnel visioned with the queen, because that's not going to be helpful to her, like making enemies with everyone. But apparently, yeah, Miko is still her rival, but she has managed to become good friends with Darling, Akira, and Lily. Lily, who just came in this episode to the main court. She has a good compatibility with her. Okay. And then what caught my eye is the fact that Miko also has good compatibility with Lady Lily. I can totally see Lily taking full advantage of being in court and trying to really establish herself while she's here so she doesn't have to go back to the female faculty, like defending her position almost. Okay, very fascinating. What about Akira? Akira also has good compatibility with Lady Lily. That is mind-blowing. That is mind-blowing. Yeah. Okay, and then Lily. Okay, Lily has good compatibility with everyone except the queen. I mean, she doesn't have bad compatibility with the queen, but like, she clicks with every other member of court. I am impressed. I am hella impressed. Okay, well, we were with Miko. What does Akira want to do now that she's rejected Miko's hug? She wants to win a card game. Okay, so Akira wants to play a card game. That's what's on her mind. Let's have a look. You can play with 3 people, so might as well play with Lily, Billy, and Miko. That might be a little bit awkward for Miko and Billy. I wonder how Miko is going to interpret that. The fact that Akira rejected a hug, but is now inviting her rival, who she doesn't like spending time with, to play cards with. Huh. Well, that's what Akira wants, so that's what Akira gets. And Lily is gonna love this because this is gonna give her more of a chance to kind of get to know the others a bit more, improve her relationship with the others, and potentially her standing. Okay, she's settled in so well and so quickly. None of the other ladies have settled in this quickly. Okay, Billy, you can stop with your speech. You need to go sit down and participate in the playing of the card game. Take a break, honey. You're doing really well. So even though Billy's kind of cautious of Lily, she has managed to become friends with Lily. Maybe she kind of liked Lily and has become friends with her, but also where's the personality? The genius side of her brain is telling her, hold on a second, this new vampiress is a lot sharper than maybe you give her credit for. You need to like step up your game. I could kind of see that being a thing. Hopefully this card game doesn't take too long. You know what? The Vampyre tournament has started today, but even if we go overtime, it's not for the episode, but like if we go in terms of the day, if it kind of slips and slides into Monday, we should be fine, right? There's no penalty, I would hope. I haven't put activities down, so there should be no penalty for kind of letting the holiday window go by. That's okay. At least it's a checkpoint for me to be like, hey, we have a Vampyre tournament you need to do like as soon as you can. So let these guys play their game. Meanwhile, Darling is practicing a debate. She's dancing. She's kind of enjoying her own company. Also, I did notice that the babies have grown into toddlers. So I actually need to go. Look how different they look. I need to go and I need to give them a makeover as soon as possible. But also I need to see whether I'm going to keep them as infants or whether I am going to age them up into toddlers. I'm not entirely sure. I have never ever played with infants. I'm going to have to see whether my CC is compatible with them. Queen wants to be ambitious. I mean, yes, okay, we can do that. We can totally do that. But it seems as though, from what I'm seeing, I have no clue about eye color. Like, I don't know which parents' eye colors they've inherited at this point, but it looks like they've inherited their mother's brown hair because their father has black hair. So yeah, they've inherited their mother's brown hair. Okay, that's interesting. A little princess has her mother's brown hair. That's nice. Very nice. Okay, you guys, you've played the card game? Okay, that is considered complete. Even though it was win a card game, maybe she didn't win. Who did win? I don't know who won the game. Was it you? I have no clue who won the game. That's okay. She's sitting here, she wants to share her ideas. Already, see, she's come into court, she wants to share her ideas about... who knows, maybe the way that the queen is going to work out timing for the tournament. Maybe she wants to share her ideas for how the castle can get better. Maybe her ideas for the new lady that's come in, and maybe how she's going to be able to settle in. It could be that, kind of like a handover type thing. So who does she have the closest relationship with? She has a 35 with Queen Darling, a 26 with Miko, a 64 with Billy, and a 32 with Akira. So Billy, she's gonna go and share ideas with Billy. So let's come here. Would that be under interests or hobbies or deep thoughts? Yeah, share brilliant ideas. Okay, she's gonna go to Billy. Maybe, you know what? Maybe Lily has already started working out that Billy is the closest to Queen Darling, and that Billy is probably the most advantageous lady to have on your side in court right now. So she's wanting to get closer to Billy for that reason. And look, Billy likes deep thoughts. Interesting. So she's able to really connect with Billy. I think we really underestimated Lily, guys. She was not like living out her potential at the female faculty. We'll complete this one. And then finally with Queen Darling, she wants to be mischievous. So let's take a look. She has a 39 with Akira, a 59 with Billy, a 46 with Miko, and a 35 with Lily. It is very nice to see, though, that our queen has befriended every single member of her court. That makes me really happy. That means this is like a good and capable queen. So let's go over to Billy. We will be mischievous with Billy. Let's see. Maybe we'll give her some fake bad news. We'll give her some fake bad news. Disrupt the really good conversation she's having with Lily right now. Not that... I don't feel like Darling is the type of person to cause fights between others. She just likes to stir up mischief. She's playful in that way, you know? She's playful in that way. A little devious minded, but not someone who deliberately wants to cause fights or doesn't like seeing other people get close to each other. No. She likes seeing harmony in her court. She's just really unexpected, I think, and playful. Okay, she's terrorizing. I could see her coming down and telling Billy that Akira's water broke and they can't have the tournament anymore. And then laughing it off. Okay, well, that makes me happy to see this is definitely done. But guys, with that said and done, I am going to leave off here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.